Hey, gorgeous conscious creator. Welcome to the May 2022 energy interpretation. So each month I use my intuition to feel into the energy of what is upcoming. I do this so that I can speak specifically to the way showers, the mystics, the conscious creators, the earth angels, the star seeds, the multidimensionals, and let them know what is going to support them as they walk towards this energy, as they dance with the energy. Since 2019, there's really been a split, a grand division, and a lot more polarity in the world, and that track continues. Hi, I'm Casey Knight, also known as Aurora Light, and I am a conscious creation coach and visionary guide for the people who are here to be the change on this planet and to anchor in the new coding and the levels of light that are going to come in and shift and make ripples through not only the collective, but the planet herself. So when I felt into the energy of May, first off, I heard Justin Timberlake's voice in my head. It's gonna be May. And if you're not familiar with that meme, you were like, what? Don't worry about it. But it's coming through in poetry, in song, in vivid imagery and detail. So I actually want just to read you the words that I wrote after I tapped into the energy. Earthquakes and desert blossoms, cracks in dry soil, parched, broken, desolate land, suddenly springs into bloom. Life finds a way. Destruction and decay, old bones crumble to dust, and the rain finally comes. The buds blossom. The cycle begins again, but this time with the wisdom of the ages retained. This time, it's fresh and new as knowledge becomes embodied in this cycle. Some cry out in anguish at what is lost, and others cry with the beauty of what is born. And the visionary hearts see possibility and potential. The dreamers dream bigger. And those looking to the past, aching for its return, wonder and wail, feeling victimized by time marching on. The onward, upward spiral of consciousness continues in this dance of creation. Now, your perspective of what all that means is going to be very much depending upon how you're feeling energetically when you hear it. I know that some people will hear that and go, oh no. And other people are going, yes, yes, finally. Like I said, polarity is so strong right now. And so this is continuing the expression of that polarity, the widening of the lenses of perspective, one of doom and chaos and just the deep, deep squeeze and pain that can come when we're in resistance to change, or when we are just buffeted by fate, by what is, right? The thing is, there is pain, there is suffering, there is chaos, there is destruction, there is the dissolving of old structures, and there is a lot of healing crisis that is happening on the planet. And at the same time, there is also this new life these new amazing energies incoming, these amazing opportunities for people to rise into the embodiment of more of their multidimensionality and the light that they are, and the recognition of self and of connection. There is massive amounts of upheaval and transformation happening. And there is going to be discomfort with that, as there is in most births, right? Physical reality crumbling and being restructured and reborn is going to hurt a little bit. The thing is, pain in human life, I think, is inevitable. We're in these delicate physical vehicles, but also like emotional pain, right? Like there is that in this life. But I've also heard that pain is pretty mandatory in our human existence, but the suffering is optional because it's based upon the lensing of our perspective and our attachment. And at the beginning of May, really beginning at this end of April here, we are going through the 3 eclipses, which are this crazy passageway portal into this next level of possibility, expression, and embodiment. And I've always thought about eclipses as these massively catalytic transformational points in time. In the past, people often looked at an eclipse as a harbinger of doom because there could often be change and sometimes cataclysmic change. But the thing about humanity is we do often require catalysts for change. Things have to happen as a catalyst for us to get our butts in gear and be like, okay, let's learn and grow and level up and do something new, because we just get awfully comfy with the status quo. And so these external events can bring forward massive change, massive growth, massive evolution. And at the highest levels, our souls are like, yes, please, let's do this thing. But the human forgets. And the human also sometimes likes to really stay in the comfort zone of what is, and does not always like being stretched into something new, because the new is the unknown, and the unknown is, well, it can be terrifying, it can be scary, better the devil you know, if you're in that perspective. But where we are going is completely unknown. We are writing it as we go. So one of our greatest opportunities is to become comfortable with change. And I've been speaking into this for several months. We've been being prepped for this time, by the way. The last few months, it was all about being able to expand your perspective, to be able to zoom in and zoom out at will with your consciousness, to be able to look at what is, but then also look at the bigger viewpoint. And I hope that you did practice that. And I'm seeing that in many of my friends and my clients. They're like, wow, stuff is happening and it is not comfortable and I'm going through things, but I also know that everything's going to be okay somehow. I'm like, congratulations. You are able now to zoom out to that higher perspective of seeing the bigger picture, and that this is happening for us, not to us, for our highest and best good, for the catalyst growth and evolutionary change that is coming to expand our capacity to live on this planet as multidimensional humans. And so we are going to be squeezed through these eclipses. I've been told, actually, Sandra Walter, beautiful ascension guide Sandra Walter, called them filters. And I was like, oh, that's so apt, because they filter out everything that can't come with you to that next level. So it's like trying to pass through the eclipse portal. If you've got too much junk, you're not going to fit. You will fit, but it's going to be after you release all of that old ick, right? That stuff that just doesn't serve you anymore. And so we have 2 options as we move through this. We could either be holding on as tightly as we can to the old ways of being, and we will only let them go kicking and screaming, or worst case scenario, you can pry it from our cold dead hands, right? When we grasp on so tightly to what was. And yet, there is another way. It's in the releasing, the letting go of that old stuff that just once served us because it helped us to survive and learn and grow, but it can't come with us to the next level, to where we are going to go, right? The light that's going to be pouring into this planet starting mid-May after that final eclipse on May 16th, towards June and up until the solstice, is going to just be so heavily encoded with information for our growth and evolution. We need to be cleared out, purified, cleansed, and opened and clear to receive these codes that are going to be coming in, that are going to spark that new growth and spark the growth and spark the blossoms and the evolution and so much beauty and magic. And yet, the creating of the space, the moving through the eclipse portals, the filters, those through the eye of the needle, can be uncomfortable. How uncomfortable is up to you. Depends on your perspective, depends on your ability to release. So if you can navigate this with the allowing, the releasing of what is done, what is over with, what we don't need anymore, and what we can't carry with us to the next expansion. We let it go. It's going to be easier. I'm not saying there won't be challenges, but you're going to have an easier time. If you hang on to it really tightly and you're in resistance, you're going to get banged around. I'm just sorry. It's going to be quite intense. So I want to offer you an invitation, and that is to take everything that you normally do to take care of yourself and crank it up like 3 notches. And it's a whole body, mind, soul creation of spaciousness that we need to do. So on the physical level, moving our body, moving the energy, making sure that we don't have stuck and stagnant energy inside of us so energy can flow. We also need to be hydrating, to remineralize ourselves, to be eating well, foods that are going to nourish our bodies and really support our electromagnetic systems. If we're dehydrated, the energy is not going to pass through, even our musculature as well, right? It can literally shock and jolt us because there's just going to be so much going on. So supporting your physical being with rest, with movement, with sleep, with nutrition, but then also supporting the heart connections, getting the community support, making sure that you are getting time, making sure your needs are met with the cuddles, with the connections, with time out in nature, literally barefoot on the earth. So important. I'm speaking to myself because the snow, it snowed yesterday here. At the end of April, it snowed yesterday here. So I haven't stood out on the earth in bare feet yet this year. So I'm giving this wisdom to me as well as to you. Letting the earth support us, connecting with her, with our intention, being connected, and being that bridge between the cosmic realms and the earth inside of her form. Connecting with our mental realms and seeing what old belief systems, patterns, thoughts, behaviors am I carrying forward that aren't gonna take me to where I want to go. We can look at them with gratitude because they got us here. They helped us to survive. All of our coping mechanisms, A+, thank you for getting you to here. And also, something new is coming, and so something new is going to be needed to take you on the ride across. It's going to be beautiful. Just like a storm can be so beautiful, right? The intensity is one of the reasons we came to this planet. So please, where perspective needs to be for your highest and best good is that this is all happening for me, for us to grow, to evolve, to learn, and just looking, what are the lessons here? What can I extract? What wisdom? What is for me? What is being illuminated for me in this storm? What do I have to let go of so I'm light enough to move through this passage and be open and spacious enough to receive the light that's coming in? I'm sending you so much love and so much wisdom and so much light and so much compassion for being here right now. I know it is a wild ride and it's not letting up anytime soon. I have just begun a program called the Alchemy of Abundance, Activations and Adventures in Creation. We still have time for you to step in with us. If you feel like you need the community connection and weekly group Zoom experiences, guided meditation journeys, and support for your body, mind, heart, and soul to receive and integrate the light codes that are coming in, you can still join us. I'm going to put the link in the notes just beside this, because I feel like there's one or two more people who haven't heard, who are like, I need to come on this journey with you. I've been asked by Spirit to share this 9-week journey to walk us together towards the solstice, to be prepared for that time in a beautiful initiation in community and connection to receive the coding for our next level growth and luminous evolution. So it's not too late. You can step into that if it feels aligned and good for you. Regardless, I implore you to do what you can to look for the beauty, look for the opportunities, look for what is starting to bloom and blossom. Focus on that without ignoring the other stuff, but allowing that focus to be your guide, to be your North Star, and be what sustains you as this new life blossoms in May. All my love.